Dresses hanging in the wind tonight, silent witnesses to stories untold. Sisters, mothers, daughters out of sight, their voices echo, brave and bold. Every face upon the missing wall has a name, a dream, a beating heart. We won't let their memory fall. Each one precious from the start. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand up, speak out, don't turn away. Search for justice every day. They matter, and we'll never stop the fight. Indigenous people, strong and free, women, men, and children too. Your lives have meaning, you belong. We hear your voices call. All lives matter in this sacred space. Every soul within our human race. True seekers, junkies, unite. We are family, we'll make this right. We will stand up and join the fight. Fight on! They matter, every single soul. They matter, we won't let go. Stand together, search as one, until every case is done. They matter, and love will light the way. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter, we all matter, we all matter. One human family, standing together. Red dresses dancing in the light, reminding us to never give up the fight. We all matter, we all matter, we all matter. One human family, standing together.
Live on the air, Trial Junkies United presents Justice After Dark with your host, Z.
Hello, everybody. How are we tonight? I hope everyone is doing well. I've missed you guys. Oh, Stormy, I'm so glad. I hope you're feeling better, sweetheart. Our Irish Luna Fairy's here with us. And I know Bella's listening, but lurking. She's got stuff she's got going on. Katrina's probably
we have
lurking.
a lurker.
Yeah, we get lurkers. I like lurkers.
Ooh.
A lurker. But you guys, I have missed your beautiful faces. We're still working on our camera and lighting, so it's a little bright. You know me, I don't like the bright. It sizzles me. What can I say? Hey, lurkers! But we hate missing a show, but my back has had other plans. Still not back to what it should be, but we're working on it. Doing what the doctor said, even though we don't like the doctor. But we are glad to be back with you, Trial Junkies. Yeah, we.
Okay.
Well, I'm including you in the we.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't you with me on this?
Yeah, well, sure. Okay.
Thank you, Stormy. But you Trial Junkies, truth seekers, and justice warriors, hey, we're just glad to be back with you. And I'm Z, your storyteller in the wilderness of injustice, with my ride or die dog riding shotgun as we navigate the dark corners where the predators hunt and the system looks away. Every case we cover is a person, not a headline. If we don't tell the real stories, the hard ones, the ones the system would rather bury, nothing's going to change. Every predator depends on your silence. We don't give it to them. That's why we're here. And part of the prep for this show is I scroll through Facebook tracking down missing posters. It's part of my prep. And before we go live, I usually try and double check and make sure if anyone's been found so we don't put them out there. But mistakes do happen. But I make a point of checking whether that person's been found. You know, we try really hard. And that's how I came across Stephanie St. Clair's poster. And I figured I'd file it away as I do with so many others and save it for future shows. But this week I was speaking with Lissa Yellowbird Chase, our lovely Lissa, because she's out working and was on the road. So we were chit-chatting, and I told her I was working on tonight's episode and that I'd been off the air for a couple of days. Hey, Mustang. Yeah, if you guys can see, Moo's sleeping behind me. And so I told Liz I'd been off the air for a couple of shows, and it's surprising how just a couple of shows, you guys, and it just kind of throws you off. And so Liz pointed me toward a cold case. And she said 2015 Duluth, Minnesota, Sheila St. Clair. And in that same conversation, she told me something else. Sheila's daughter went missing just this past June. So I looked up Stephanie's name and I remembered seeing her poster. And that's when this became tonight's show. Stephanie is 35. Now there's some discrepancy on her age. 5'3", 145 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. And she was last seen June 6th of this year at her home in Moorhead, Minnesota, the 800 block of 2nd Avenue and Avenue North. And she wasn't reported missing, though, until late July. Now, as of tonight, there's no confirmed contact with her since the day she disappears. But we're going to get deeper into that because their police did put something out today. And I have questions about that. You know me, I always have questions. But 11 years before, Stephanie's mother went missing. And her mother, Sheila St. Clair, vanished from Duluth, Minnesota. And this is from a video we're going to watch in just a sec. In this video, Sheila's case has never been solved. And this summer, the family has got to ask, you know, they're living through this twice now. Sheila, 11 years ago, and now Stephanie. And tonight we're going to tell kind of a little bit of both their stories. So buckle up. The road ahead's going to get rough. We're going to walk you through the chapter of this thing they call the justice system. Are you ready to ride, Doc?
Yes, ready as I'll ever be.
So in the late summer, we're going to start with Sheila of 2015, Duluth Central Hillside neighborhood. A woman climbs the stairs of a Cascade apartment, hands on the railing, her hair's pulled back into a short ponytail. She's wearing a black sleeveless dress that falls just below her knees. Behind her, you see a man in a white tank top, a dark hat. Now, you can't see it from this photo, but he's got a white envelope in his hand. They pause. They walk a few steps. They pause again. Her hands move up and down, like she's making a point. Then she climbs the rest of the stairs, and the edge of the black dress disappears from the frame. Okay? And that's it. That is the last confirmed sighting of Sheila St. Clair, which makes you ask, didn't she come back down?
Yeah. That's the last time anybody saw her.
Any,
Period.
anybody supposedly saw her was this video.
Okay.
And this is what the police pulled when they went looking. So, Doc, why don't you go ahead and show the video? It's really short. So
Yeah,
just
it's only
watch really
34
closely.
seconds, guys.
Okay, here we go. that's the last sighting of Sheila. Hey, Capri Log, glad you're here, honey. So, I mean, not much. You can't even really identify the guy at all. Now, she was 48 years old at the time, and she was a member of the White Earth Nation. She's 5'4", maybe 5'5", about 115 to 125 pounds. She had brown black hair, brown eyes. She had an eagle tattoo on her right arm, and her right foot was impaired, so she could walk with a limp because of it. She sometimes went by the name Sheila Jackson. Now, Sean Carr, that was her, the poster they had put out for her. And then Sean Carr met her when he moved to Duluth in 2008. And he's kind of a person that's very active now in the MMIP movement. And he remembered her simply. He said she was a nice person. She was funny. She laughed at my jokes, and she was always very respectable. And the apartment building, this is it that she lived at, and that's where the footage was captured, is from this. Hey, therapist, good to see you, darling. So the footage was
Therapist,
captured.
did we really need to know that? It just,
And a glass of wine in the tub with you.
yeah.
And some candles lit. I mean, come on, if you're gonna be in there, make it fun.
Like a plate of cheese. I mean,
Some hors d'oeuvres, a little something, something. I mean, that's the way to do it. You're gonna do it. Come on. And so, the Duluth police say that the footage captured was on August 15th of 2015. That's what they're saying. And that was about 1:25 in the morning. So think about it. 1:25 in the morning, she has this interaction with this guy. Now, this was at the Cascade Apartments on West 3rd Street. They now call it the Board of Trade Lofts, and some still call it Cascade Springs. Oh, she does like cheese, Doc.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Maybe some chocolate. Um,
Well, that is like every woman's Achilles heel, right? It's
it is mine, you know.
everybody's got
And
to have a little chocolate, except for me. I mean, I
yeah,
don't need it.
I know that is your only thing I worry about you sometimes is you don't have a love of chocolate.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just bent. That's all.
a little twisted.
Yep.
So some reports place her last sighting on August 20th instead. But according to the police, that footage was on the 15th, and others on, say, September 1st. But the record isn't really settled, okay, on that point, and we're not going to pretend otherwise. Um, oh, we actually had chips. I skipped the salsa because it was messy right before the show. We had chips, Capri.
I am learning this on show days. I can't bring her things that she might get all over, or
Yeah,
that she has.
they just
It can't be more than like one thing, like
yeah,
chips alone, or maybe popcorn alone. So
yeah. I can't be dipping nothing because
yeah.
I'm still trying to work and put everything together.
Yep.
Um, but so here's a map. This shows you where her apartment was all the way because she was supposed to be traveling to the White Earth Reservation to go see her family. Now that's about 202 miles, but 3 hours by car. And they also said she was known to travel to Red Cliff area in Wisconsin. Now that's in the opposite direction, about 81.8 miles, about an hour and a half. The thing is, you guys, she didn't own a car. So whichever way she was getting there, she would have had to have made some plans for someone to take her. She never arrived at either place. So we have to ask what happened. And she wasn't reported missing until September 10th, roughly 3 weeks after anyone had seen her. Now, her daughter made that report, and that was 3 weeks after she disappeared. Family investigators both have said that gap, that silence, was completely out of character for her. It just wasn't who she was. Because her daughter, she has children, so she would have, Sheila was a grandma. But Police Lieutenant Mike Sinona, I think, at least that's how we're saying it, put it plainly. He said back in 2015, the police consider Sheila's disappearance extremely suspect. And it's unusual for her to be out of contact with her family this long. And she hadn't turned up anywhere she was known to frequent. She's listed on the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Missing and Identified Persons Clearinghouse and on the National Missing and Identified Persons System, NamUs for short. A year later, in 2016, Duluth PD released that stairway footage that we were able to watch. So who's the guy in the video? I mean, did he live there? Was he visiting? What happened to Sheila's phone? What did they find in the apartment? I have some questions, and so does the whole city, because they want to know what happened. Because something ain't making sense, is it, Doc?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. So in 2019, the Minnesota Public Radio called Sheila the symbol of the broader epidemic of the missing and murdered Indigenous women across northern Minnesota and the whole state. And that's not hyperbole. We all know that. Yeah, it was her apartment, is what they're saying, that she lived there. So it's like, who was the dude? Indigenous women and girls make up roughly 1% of Minnesota's population, and in one recent year, they made up 10% of the state's missing women. From 2010 to 2018, 8% of all murdered women and girls in Minnesota were Native. And this doesn't happen in a vacuum. We know generations of forced removal, the boarding schools, the systematic neglect by the institutions meant to protect Native communities, supposedly, yeah, right, didn't create this crisis by accident. They built the conditions for it. And two things can be true at one time. So Sheila St. Clair is one specific woman with a specific unsolved case. And she's also one name in a pattern this country has let repeat for decades. And her family, every year like clockwork, her family goes to the park in Duluth and asks the public again to come forward. This is her nephew, Dustin, with his mom in 2015. And he told the crowd, "We need my auntie back. We're lost without her. The community is lost without her." Yeah, no, Stormy, it wasn't the guy's apartment. That was her place. So I don't know who he's supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe the police have an idea. It's hard to tell because we know how sometimes they do try and keep information back to make a case. So we'll have to see. By 2018, at the 3-year mark, her sister, Raven Mitchell, stood beside then Police Chief Mike Tuscan and said it was getting harder, not easier. One more year of not knowing where to look or who to talk to. She said her mother, Sheila's mom, just wants her daughter to have some peace. In 2010, Sheila's daughter, Stephanie, told the reporter she's still out there somewhere and we're going to find her. In 2020, then Chief Tuscan said something that stuck with the investigators and family alike ever since. He said there were still gaps in the case. So to me, that implies you kind of have a case going, but you got some missing pieces. The police had come very close to determining what happened to her, is what he said, but they had some gaps. By 2023, Duluth Police Chief Mike Sinoa said it out loud at a press conference. "We believe we know who may be responsible for this. However, we do not have enough to move forward in a courtroom." So I don't know if it was somebody she knew, but the community organizer, Sean Carr, who led the effort to keep Sheila's name in the public's eye for decades, said it's a little differently. He said the police have done a lot of work on this, and they're just looking for a couple of little more pieces of information to tie it all together. And that's really what they need. They need someone to come forward. And this past October, 10 years after she disappeared, dozens of people walked a smudge walk from the American Indian Community Housing Organization to the Cascade Apartments. And that was the site of her last confirmed whereabouts. She would now be 58, you guys. Her sister Raven still shows up at last October's remembrance. She said it simply, "That's like my mom, and I miss her so much." And then Kayla Jackson stood there that day too, and not for Sheila, but supporting the family of another missing person, Peter Martin. She spoke about wanting to support St. Clair's family through their grief just the same, because this community, one family's vigil, becomes everybody's watch or march. So everybody participates. And that was October of 2025. But here's where we have to slow down, because there's something in Sheila's file that changed twice in the last 3 days. Sheila St. wasn't the last person in her family to go missing. This is Summer, Sheila's daughter, and this is a picture of Stephanie St. Clair, a mother of 3, was reported missing out of Moorhead, Minnesota. She was last seen June 6th at her home on 2nd Avenue North. She wasn't reported missing until July, and it wasn't Stephanie's own family who actually made that report. It was a public housing employee. Stephanie's cousin, Louis St. Clair, said something that's hard to shake. He said it happened almost 10 years to the day after her mother's disappeared. Her aunt, India St. Clair, put the family's exhaustion plainly. First her sister, now her sister's daughter, and no idea where either of them is. And for a moment, it does look like the darkest possible echo of 2015. But Moorhead Police Chief Helmick said investigators, and this was just before we went on air a couple of hours ago, said they believe Stephanie left the area voluntarily and may be living somewhere else. Okay. He said police have brought in the FBI to help confirm it. They say right now they have no reason to believe she's in danger. I've got questions about that. Because here's the part that doesn't add up cleanly. Detectives say they tried multiple times to reach Stephanie's family for more information, and they haven't heard back. They know who these people are. They've been dealing with Sheila's family, Stephanie's family. Why aren't they going up and knocking on the door and saying hello? So to me, that's kind of framed loosely, like she voluntarily departed theory. It could also just mean a family that's already spent 11 years being failed by the system isn't in a hurry, to answer the phone. And we're not going to tell you which one it is, because nobody actually knows yet, including, it sounds like, the people investigating it. Vincent, are you like 6 years old? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. You act like a 6-year-old.
Kind of sounds like that.
Yeah. But we also want to be straight with you about one more thing. Reporting on Stephanie's age has been inconsistent. Sometimes they list her as 35, sometimes they say 28. So we're not sure. We don't have a way to confirm which is the most accurate, so we're flagging it. What we know is that Stephanie once sat for an interview about her missing mom, and she said she believed Sheila was with her in spirit, but that she'd rather have her here in person. Now it's Stephanie's family sitting in that same chair, and we'll keep watching this one, and we'll bring you whatever comes next. And one thing is, in 2022, Sheila's family's case helped inspire something. Doc, why am I picking up other noise?
What another noise?
I'm hearing myself all of a sudden. Oh, there we go. You must have had your mic down, or I don't know. So in 2022, Sheila's case helped inspire something Minnesota had never had before, and that's this fun. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, guys. Read it off the reward there. Because
I don't even want to try that one.
Yeah. In Ojibwe, that means they are remembered forever. And it's a partnership between the city of Duluth, the Native Lives Matter Coalition, and Mending the Sacred Hoop. And it's the first fund of its kind in the state. They build it specifically to put money behind tips on missing and murdered Indigenous cases. Now, currently, the reward system, this is how it works, okay? It goes from $1,000 up to $10,000, supposedly, leading to her whereabouts. And it depends on the tip. Now, is the tip something that leads to an arrest, leads to finding her, or is it just a small tip for information? So in July of 2025, they said it was up to 10,000 for tips. I don't know how that actually works. I tried researching it some more before we went on air, and they said it's meaningfully advanced eligible MMIR investigations. So as of that launch, 16 active cases have qualified for rewards under this program, which is awesome. And like I said, the tiers break down. So like 5,000 for tips, they said that would lead to an arrest or substantial investigative progress. And up to 10,000 for the long-term missing or homicide cases that result in locating someone's remains or someone, supporting a prosecution decision or case closure. So that's kind of important to know. Is the sound okay, everybody? Because we got a new mic. I want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. All of a sudden, I'm hearing some background noise from Doc. I don't know, because I'm hearing myself through Doc's mic. It's odd. But, oh, good. Thank you, Stormy. So somebody always knows something, you guys. And this case really, oh, it's kind of muffled for me. That might be my laptop. Okay. Am I muffled for anybody else?
You're muffled for me. So we're gonna have to work on that after we get done.
Okay. Another fun project. Yay. But somebody knows something, and somebody always does. So if you see something, please say something. If you have any information about Sheila St. Clair's whereabouts, call the Duluth Police Department Violent Crimes Unit at 218-730-5050. Her NamUs number is M as in Michael, P as in Paul, 30408. If you're not comfortable contacting, you can email the Native Lives Matter Coalition at nlmcoalition@gmail.com. Now, if you have information about Stephanie, her daughter, contact Moorhead PD Red River Regional Dispatch at 701-451-7660. And hey, Stephanie, if you are out there, and maybe things got too much and you just had to get away, that's okay. But call and let the family know. Let the police know that you're okay. You know, I have a hard time thinking that she just walked away after she's been through this with her mom, but we don't know what circumstances someone can be in, you know? So, hopefully she does get found, because that family doesn't need to deal with that, another missing person. But before we go tonight, because due to my back having its issues, I didn't get as in depth. That's why we did just a cold case tonight. But I did some extra missing people. I don't know where Simi's at. Maybe she's not feeling good. I'll have to check with her on after the show. But remember, before we go, Stay alert, you guys. Put that cell phone down when you're out and about. And remember these faces. Some of them may have left on their own and then found they can't come home safely. Others never have a choice because trafficking is real and victims can pass by us every day, and most people never notice. Trust your instincts. Don't depend on the other person to call. That person you just passed could be someone's family member that's missing. And if you recognize someone and it doesn't sit right, go ahead and call. That's the job of the police, is to go out and check. Don't wait. Don't assume. Um, and this is our first person. This is Alexis Lexi Firing Stoney. She's 14 years old, you guys. She's been missing since July 14th from Biggar, Saskatoon, Canada. She was missing the same day reported from North Battleford. So she's known to travel between Red Pheasant, Cree Nation, North Battleford, and Biggar. She's 5'4", 120 pounds, long brown hair. Now there she has some red highlights. Don't know if she still has them. Brown eyes, long, last seen wearing some Wrangler jeans and a black Birkenstocks. They don't give us the top, but contact Battleford's RCMP or Saskatoon Crime Stoppers. Our next young lady is Connie Wolverine. She's 44. She was last seen on July 12th, entering a remote forested area near the Churchill River in Hannanac, Saskatchewan, around 8 p.m. during a storm. She was spotted near a cabin on the river. Now, search teams have gone over the rivers. The Canadian Rangers have showed up, the Saskatchewan RCMP's aircraft unit. So they really were searching for Connie. She's 5'4" and 170 pounds with medium length black hair and brown eyes. Last seen wearing a black jacket and black shorts. Yeah, I like the name Wolverine too. It's cool. Now, this is Daniel Reed Davis. This one's a cold case that deserves to stay warm. He was last seen in Albuquerque, New Mexico, back on March 23rd, 2008. He'll be in his 50s now. Foul play is suspected. And if you know anything, even after 17 years, call the Albuquerque Police Department. It's important he gets found. We also have this young man. Now, I had some trouble finding him on the Oregon's website because they have his name listed as Sequoia Bean. But the family put out a poster, I presume it was the family, that says his name is Sequoia Gene Spotted Bear Ferry. He's 15. He's been missing since July 12th from Multnomah County, Oregon. He was seen near Providence Park on Morrison Street. He's 6'1" and 150 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. He has a scar on the left side of his upper lip. He was seen in a black hoodie with blue jeans and gray and white Nikes. If you know anything, contact the Portland Police Bureau's Missing Persons Unit or 911. Let's see here. We have Tara Cloud Mills. She's 45 years old. She's from the Yakima Nation. Since April 1st of this year, she disappeared from Lyle, Washington. She's known to travel to Toppenish, Wapato, and Yakima. She's 5'3" and 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you're anywhere in that area, please share her name. Contact the Yakima Nation Police Department, reference case 26003868. We also have Victoria Lynn Blankenship. She's only 15 years old from Tustin, California. Contact the Tustin Police Department or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We don't have a lot of stats on her. This is all we've got right now. Hopefully they're going to get some more information. If you have trouble contacting the police, we have our email, tipsfortrialjunkiesunited@gmail.com. Send us an email. we'll make sure it gets passed on. Because we know, if you know of any missing Indigenous person who belongs on this list, reach out to us. Send me an email with the flyer. We'll put it on the next show. Now, we have a special request here. One of our close, dearest resource or advocates, Jana Sweeney Williams from Minnesota, is asking our community, or if anybody is in the area tomorrow of the courthouse. Jana is the aunt of Arionna. I'm not going to try that last name. What is that, Doc?
Buckanaga?
Okay.
I don't know. That's
And then
close
her
as I
other
can
niece,
get.
and then her other niece, Allison. But Ariana was only 18 when she was killed on May 4th of 2020. And tomorrow, August 7th, at the court proceedings, continue for the two men who are facing second-degree murder charges in her death. So if you're able to be court support, it's at 9:30 or 10 a.m. at the Hennepin County Government Center, 300 South 6th Street in Minneapolis. Showing up matters. Families should never have to sit in that courtroom alone. It means a lot to have support. So if you can, if you're in the area, if you're not, but you know someone that is, reach out to them. I put this on our Facebook group. I'm going to post it on more social media because we need to support our Native brothers and sisters. Now we have an awesome update. If you were here with us on July 26th, you know we sat right here and told you about Jacob Skyler Washington's case with his family. He was a young man whose life was taken in a way that no family should ever have to hear described in a courtroom. But that week, the man responsible was headed into court for a plea deal. Think about that. And it was a wimpy one. That plea deal is off the table. They're going to court, going to go to trial. And here's why that matters. This happened because Jacob's family objected. They stood up, they said no. And this isn't enough. Their son deserves more than a deal negotiated behind closed doors, is what they said. That's the family's strength driving this, and it needs to be said clearly. This win belongs to them. But, for those of us that sent emails, any kind of pressure, doing the story, getting it out there helps. And we ask this community to email, to call, to make noise right alongside the family. I know I sent my letter to the DA's office through email, and I hope that they heard all of us too. So when a family's objection is backed by community refusing to stay quiet, that's when things really move, you guys. That's what we can do. Even if we don't live in the area, as concerned citizens, we can email and say, this is not right. So a trial isn't a conviction, but it's the opportunity. It's a chance for a jury to hear the full weight of what happened to Jacob. The premeditation, the kidnapping, laid out in full, not softened into a deal. To Jacob's family, you spoke up when it mattered most, and it worked. We see you, we've seen you since day one, and we're staying with you until this is finished. To the Washington family and to everybody watching, we stand behind this family instead of just standing in the background. And that's what silence is betrayal looks like when it actually moves. We're going to keep you posted. The moment a trial date is set, we'll let you guys know. Until then, stay loud for Jacob. Say his name. Get his story out. Go back and share the show that we did. Now, if anybody has a story that they think needs attention, reach out. trialjunkiesunited@gmail.com. Every Thursday, we do our Justice After Dark, dedicated exclusively to our Native and First Nations brothers and sisters. We tell their stories because every story deserves justice. Sunday nights, we cover a lot of other things. It could be something from the headlines Could be predators, traffickers, unidentified, John Doe cases, trials that test whether our system is working. Every one of these deserves justice in their name. You know, I appreciate you guys hanging
it's
with us.
amazing that this happened because
Mhm.
it's just when you think about it, the plea deal, um, you can
Yeah.
understand why that scumbag wanted to, you would have taken the plea deal.
Oh,
But
yeah.
did he deserve it? No. I mean, it's just it's amazing how weird things can happen and what the family did is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, see now DP's on the board, death penalty,
Yeah.
because this is that big of a case. This is just like Lexi's case up there in North Dakota. Remember, that prosecutor was going to do a plea deal. Now,
Huh?
with Jacob's case, the prosecutor withdrew the plea deal, so it didn't, I guess, get in front of the judge. But with Lexi's case, that judge said no. So I'm still waiting to find a trial date for Lexi's. Um, because let's not forget her either.
Yeah, that
Um,
case is going to be very interesting because there was too many people that know what happened.
yeah, I mean, the only way they lose that case is if they just screw up.
That
I'm sorry. There should be no doubt with Lexi's case. I
Yep.
mean, they have video footage of a lot of what happened to her. So it's like, duh, you know, I just, yeah, Stormy, I agree with you. I think that to get a plea deal, if there is a missing person, uh, they need to tell where the body is. If they're not going to bother that, there should never be a plea deal because the family does. Because that's like LMA Begay out of was it Arizona or New Mexico?
Can't
Oh,
remember.
my brain went fuzzy. You know, she's never been found. They let that guy have a plea deal, and then because he had been in jail for so long, he walked. That was no justice for the family.
Yeah.
Absolutely no justice because LMA is still missing.
Cooper
That
said it
family
was
has no
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have no,
You know, you
they
can
can't put her to rest.
you can understand plea deals if it's like, you know, say a drug dealer and they're trying to get the bigger fish, but in a case like
Yeah.
this, uh,
Well, the only kind of
oh
plea deal
my.
I could see you offering is if you tell them it's a DP case and they could get the death penalty or they get life and they take life.
Hmm.
Then that's a plea deal I think most families would be happy with. Because I know even Jacob's mom and Lexi's mother, they both said they really don't want the person to get the DP. They want them to sit and suffer. And I don't blame them.
Yep.
But I think if you're going to offer a plea deal, that's the kind you offer. One that the family can actually say, yeah, we're behind that one because if you offer them life instead of the DP, okay, we're good because we know they're not getting out. But the plea deal they wanted to offer Jacob's torture was that 20 years, which he's already been in jail since 2024, and then he only has to serve 85% of good behavior. So possibly in what, 13 years he could get out? No, no, that's yeah. Yeah, Stormy, you're right. The
Yeah.
DP can be sitting and suffering too, unless you're in Florida, because I don't know, DeSantis is going through this crazy, I want to clean my entire death row out. I don't know what's going on in Florida. Um, I've been wanting to look into that eventually one of these days. So we'll see, because that's crazy. I mean, I think they had the first double DP on the same day just recently. You know, and I used to do some DP cases so people could yeah, they do like the DP here. You know, we'll see, but that was another problem, Stormy, I had with Jacob's case, is because they wanted, because that case is in Oklahoma, but because the man originally lived here in Texas, they were going to let him come and have his prison time in Texas because he asked. I mean, he took a native son from Oklahoma and you're just going to let him walk away, you know? I mean, please, that's horrid. I didn't understand why the district attorney was doing that. That made him look weak. It made them look weak. Now, another case that we went over a while back, it's not a native case, was Jesse Mack Butler. Because he did his time, you guys. He did his probation, and now they're cleaning his record, and that kid is walking free after he strangled and sexually assaulted 2 young girls
Yeah,
that he was
wasn't it
dating.
his daddy was high in Oklahoma State
Yeah.
University or something like that?
Yeah, he was an assistant coach or something
Yeah.
in the football team. Yeah. So, but the interesting thing is they got a new DA. And I was watching Justin in the Nick of Crime, and Justin said that the new DA said that he is going to pass the information to the feds to have them look to see if there's a way that they can go after him for something that's federal that wouldn't be double jeopardy. So cross your fingers, cross your toes, because you know I've been doing research, and that kid is just a disaster waiting to happen. Anyone that does what he did at the age he was, you know, yeah, he's a danger. He's not going to stop. He didn't get
No.
any penalty for what he did. That one little girl had to have surgery. She almost died. She's going to have a scar on her neck for life. Both of those young ladies are going to be scarred for life. Now, I know there was another young lady that never did come forward, and who knows if there's others out there. So I plead with any women or young teens that came in contact with that. Jesse Mack Butler is his name in Oklahoma, but his dad was also doing some coaching in Louisiana. So if you're in Louisiana or Oklahoma and you had any contact with him and he did anything to you, please come forward. Please think of coming forward. Because I think there is enough publicity that if another person comes forward, I don't know that he would get the same deal.
If I remember correctly, he didn't show any type of remorse for what he'd done.
Oh no.
It was just
Oh no. No, and
it,
all his mother talked about was how much he has suffered through this.
yeah.
Excuse me?
Oh,
That little, you know, slug suffered. How did he suffer? Was he held down and strangled and sexually assaulted while you stood outside the room knocking? No. It was the teen girl in the room. Happened in your home. And you want to act like, oh, my son suffered? No. Women need to be warned of Jesse Mack Butler, because he's a danger. And now he's not going to have a record. And that's where I have a problem. Yeah, I like the word slug, 'cause he is a slug. It's just really, ugh. And I don't know. I'm a Star Wars fan, so every time I think of a slug, I always think of Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's really, you know, but these are the cases that, you know, keep us up at night. And we want to see some people get some justice. And that's why we talk about them. You know, we got to get these cases out there so people know what's going on. And we really appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with us, spending time with us, taking the time. I really appreciate it. And if you can please, we do have links that Irish was able to put in if you can want to buy us a coffee or a Venmo or something. But hey, just sharing and commenting and doing the hearts and all the algorithm stuff. I don't get it. Doc understands it. But please, make sure you're subscribing and doing that. Because cases like Sheila's family deserves to know where she is. They deserve to bring her home. And that would mean a lot to that family. We do have some interviews coming up. So I am working. I mean, Sunday we were going to have a big interview, but our guest had to cancel and my back was so messed up. I went to bed, everybody. I tell you. Yeah.
Truly,
It's
truly, she did. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I did. I have I've had, what was it, 4 car accidents when I lived in Louisiana. Yeah. I love Louisiana. I lived there for 8 years. They can't drive when it rains. They just can't, you know. No, that's on my list to watch. Yeah. I talked to Reva about it though, because Reva and I still chit chat. Because I still want to do some more with Reba and some other stuff. So she's a very special lady that's working hard,
Yeah.
And if anyone has ideas for cases that they want to see, I don't always do the most popular ones, or I guess not popular, but the ones that are everybody's looking at, because I kind of like to pay attention to some of them that are that people aren't looking at. And that, to me, that's important because everybody deserves justice. It doesn't matter what sex, gender, color, race, everybody deserves justice. And we need to make sure that everybody gets a chance to be heard. So that means a lot. Oh, yeah, thanks, Story. Yes, Reva sent it to me too, to make sure that I knew it was coming. So I've got to watch that.
I hate to cut you off, baby,
Yeah.
but you probably need to wrap up because I don't
Ooh,
want you sitting in that chair for an extended while.
you're just too good to me, boo.
I
I love you.
well, I, I don't need you.
Stay,
I don't need you crippled.
him and Moo are taking very good care of me. Moo sits on the bed when I'm in bed, and then when Doc walks in, she proceeds to tell him everything that's happened while he was out of the room. It's hilarious to watch her. And he will talk to her, and she'll just be like giving him orders, like, this is what mother did, this is what's happening, and why aren't you doing this? It is hilarious. I love it. My little Moo cat. That's why she's napping now, because she's going to have work to do. But so please, let's say Sheila's name, let's say Stephanie's name. It means a lot to get these out there and to get it said. But don't forget, you guys, every killer and predator out there depend on us being quiet and giving them silence, and we're committed to not giving it to them. If you know something, speak up, because it wasn't a mannequin. It never is. And somebody knows something. Somebody always does. And you know our motto, silence is betrayal. If we don't hear the stories, we can't make the change. And that's what all the bad guys are depending on, us staying quiet. So until next time, please stay informed, stay compassionate, and keep seeking the truth. Never stop speaking up, you guys. Do you want to say goodnight, Doc?
Good night, Doc.
We love you all. Thank you for coming tonight. Please share this video. Let's get some more people to see it. The criminals never stop, so neither do we. We're going to see you on Sunday night, and we love you all. Listen to the last song, but have a good night. And thanks for spending a little bit of time with us. Ciao.
Red dress hanging in the wind tonight. Empty spaces where they should be. Sisters, daughters, mothers, fathers, sons. Each one precious, each one lost. Stories cut too short, dreams left behind. But we won't let their memory fade. In our hearts their voices echo. Love and loss that won't be swayed. They are not forgotten. No, they're not alone. We will speak their names until they come home. Every soul matters, every heart that's gone. We stand together, we carry on. They are not forgotten. We won't let them go. In our prayers, in our fight, we let the whole world know. Families searching through years, hope and heartbreak hand in hand. Questions that deserve answers, justice that must stand. Boys and girls, women and men, all our relatives, all our kin. The human family mourns together for the lives that should have been. They are not forgotten. No, they're not alone. We will speak their names until they come home. Every soul matters, every heart that's gone. We stand together, we carry on. They are not forgotten, and we won't let them go. In our prayers and our fight, we let the whole world know. Say their names loud and strong. Their dreams live on, their hopes belong to all of us who won't give in to silence or to giving up. We'll tell their stories never to stop until they're home, until there's justice, until they find